Hey, does this sound familiar? You got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friends log in for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream and brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part? There's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package.
Morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Tuesday, January 11th. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, we got Tass Mellis.
Gosh, I'm excited for this one.
What's up, Tassie? We got the top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
The international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Last, certainly not least, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Like the video, comment on the video, share the video.
If you don't like this video, a guy on a bike doing a basketball show, what are we waiting for?
I'm legit tired already. We're like 1 minute in.
It's been a minute.
Send your questions in, email them in to nodunks@theathletic.com, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok @NoDunksInc. Yes, I am finally getting to paying off one of my pick'em losses. And my punishment, I guess, here today is to do Peloton classes all show long.
Not an ad.
It's not an ad. Yeah, what?
Incredibly not an ad. I've done a show on the treadmill before. You did a show on like an elliptical before,
Yep.
but we've never done the old bike here.
Going through all of the exercise equipment. The people in the stream team are asking, Skeets.
Yeah.
What's the helmet for?
Safety first.
Obviously.
I've never done one of these, so I'm a little worried I was going to fall off and hurt my head on the ping pong table here. No, it's just to make me look like more of a jackass, I guess. Also, we decided for Trey to bring in the helmet for me. It was a little too big for me.
Apparently, I'm the only one that rides a bike around here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you were the only one kind enough to bring in a helmet, so thank you. Yeah, so JD, should I just fire up a class here? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Christine's got a 30-minute 90s pop ride going. Let's get in
do
there.
it.
Ooh, if you want to be my biker.
Oh, here she is. Hi, Christine. Can she see me? Hi. Where's your helmet?
Not
All
very
right.
safe.
I guess we don't really need the
Oh, somebody
volume.
high-fived you already on the left there.
Oh, yeah. I think my account name is Skeetsy.
Skeetsy.
You like that,
yeah.
Lily? I threw a Y on the end for you.
Nice. Well, someone will be able to definitely find you then. I'm sure someone else is Pelotoning right now. Is that what you do? You're
I don't-
Pelotoning?
I
Or
don't
you're
really
biking,
know.
Working out? What is it?
Yeah, thanks for the high five. 4 arthritis kids high-fived me. Okay, cool. Thank you. So, yes, I'll be doing this all show long while I try and take us through the actual podcast here. We got lots to talk about. We're going to get to the games. We're going to get to some trade rumors. That's what we're going to start with here. But, yes, comment away. Like the way the videos.
Look at those pumps going, man.
I'm not kidding. This is really uncomfortable. I am not a bike guy. I'm not built for a bike. I have the boniest ass in the world. And this is already super uncomfortable.
Maybe you need a towel under your butt. Forget the bike helmet.
I'm not kidding, man. This is not fun. All right, let's do this, Christine. But guys, yeah, let's get into it.
Come on,
Trade
Christine.
rumors. Hey, do I stand up? What do I do?
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
yeah, I don't know what to do. Yeah. All right.
Christine, what do you think about this rumor?
So Shams Shams Charania of The Athletic. He had his inside pass notebook there yesterday. He had updates from around the NBA with trade talks sort of heating up. I want to get your opinion, guys, on some of these rumors that Shams is throwing out there. First one, John Collins and Cam Reddish for Ben Simmons. We briefly touched on it yesterday, Taz, but what do you think about this?
Some juicy names in there. I think the Atlanta Hawks should do something like this to try and take the next level. I think they should trade John Collins and Cam Reddish because I think it raises their ceiling to have Ben Simmons on their team. I'm sure Hawks fans out there right now are saying, no. They love John Collins. They just signed him to a huge 5-year deal, and Cam Reddish looks like he's got all the potential in the world. But those guys, again, potential and solid player, I think Ben Simmons could raise their ceiling. And what I just said about those two guys in Collins and Cam Reddish leads me to believe that the Sixers wouldn't do this deal because Cam Reddish, yeah, he's got a lot of potential, but he's kind of on that El Tizo team, has shown so many great flashes, but are you going to pair him with Joel Embiid and say, this is our team going forward, Joel, this can win you a championship? I think that's risky. And John Collins is sort of the same as Al Horford, what they tried with the Sixers there a couple of years back. Not an incredible three-point shooter, but extremely solid, does his work sort of from the mid-range in, would kind of get in Embiid's way, and an extremely hard worker, but at the same time doesn't really give them the ball handler that they need. I'm a fan of this, though, from the Hawks side, even though it's a risk, but I think it's a risk you'd be willing to take.
I'm 100% in on this. Apparently there was a little bit more reporting from Brian Windhorst and Mark Spears over at ESPN that the 76ers would like to be able to work Tobias Harris into this deal as well. And the Hawks are like, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to go for that. I can't go for that. No can do. But the general idea of this here, John Collins and Cam Reddish for Ben Simmons, I'm with you, Tass. It seems to be a potential ceiling raiser for the Hawks. They've really struggled this year. They're down to 12th in the the Eastern Conference, and we know it's basically because they don't play any defense. Ben Simmons, offense is not his strong point. Defense is, though. He's going to be playing defense, and I don't know. A lot of the question with the Hawks comes down to, can Clint Capella get back to the level he was playing at last year? I think him falling off has really left them struggling from a defense standpoint. Ben will bring the defense. John Collins, I don't think he was on the good Gord team, but he's a good Gord, whereas Ben Simmons can be a better Ben, if you will. So I would take a chance there. The Hawks need to try something, I think, and I think that there was a little bit of a mirage last year, them going to the conference finals with the way everything played out with matchups and injuries, that sort of thing. So they've taken a step back this year. I don't know that Ben Simmons instantly puts them back in conference finals mode, but he gets them closer, I do think.
I like bits of this deal. If Cam Reddish, absolutely, he's available if you want him. If I'm the Hawks, I'm not prepared to give up on John Collins just yet because of this reason. In the playoffs last season, John Collins was very good for the Hawks. Ben Simmons was not very good in the playoffs for the Philadelphia 76ers. He wasn't as bad as the final outcome for that Game 7. He had good moments. We saw him down at the Fortress in Game 3. Really, really good. But that's the concern for me. If you can get Ben Simmons without giving up John Collins, and again, say it's Cam Reddish, say it's Hunter, Kevin Huerter, draft pick, whoever, if the Sixers are willing to go there first, then maybe there's something. I wouldn't throw John Collins in until it gets to the point of like, we're not doing this deal without him. And if you're the Sixers, you're probably not doing it without John Collins. Because I think John Collins is very good. I think he's one of those guys whose stats don't tell the full story about what he can do. I think he understands, he makes big plays, he makes big monumental plays, and that's what he did a lot for the Hawks last season. You know, grabbing key offensive rebounds, defending well, hitting three, you know, finishing at the rim, doing all those little things that don't necessarily give you a 25 and 12 guy, but in the right moment, he's at the right spot. So there's something there. I think there's something. I think you maybe need a third team, but if I'm the Hawks, like I mentioned, those other guys first, throw those names out there. If you can get a nibble and you can improve your defense with Ben Simmons, then maybe there's something there.
Yeah. It's risky for the Hawks, no doubt, to be trading for Ben Simmons, who was not great, but you can just improve your defense immediately. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Their defense is horrendous, and I think it elevates their second star that Trey Young is looking for.
Right.
John Collins is very good, very solid, but is he ever going to be a second star? I'm not quite sure, even though he wants to be, and that's sort of the impetus of Shams Charania's point, is that John Collins isn't happy. And then it's not necessarily that they're talking John Collins for Ben Simmons, but I think Shams kind of gets there. John Collins, not happy. Ben, not happy. This sort of makes sense. And maybe this is the type of level of player that the Sixers are going to have to get.
Yeah, that to me is the ultimate question here for Morey and the Sixers. Does Embiid need just more good players around him? Like good players like John Collins, Cam Reddish? Or do they really think they need like a secondary elite guy to pair with Embiid? Now, I'm not sure what the right answer is, because Embiid looks like a monster, and we'll get to him
now, yeah.
and his game last night. I'm exhausted. Apologies for the mouth breathing. I'm already a mouth breather, and it's brutal here today. But that's the question, I think, for Morey and the Sixers, Lee.
Yeah.
Like another elite secondary player that Morey waits on, or good players like the Hawks have.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously waiting for that, Lillard, that Bradley Beal, who may or may not be available. I don't think those guys are available right now with what the Sixers have, because if the Sixers, if you call the Sixers,
Bobbing left to right,
and they're saying, all right, we'll do a deal, but you've got to take Tobias Harris as well, that could be a killer. Not only because Tobias Harris is a frustrating player, but he's also got a massive contract. So if you're trying to get Simmons and Tobias Harris's contract off, that's a tough sell.
Right.
With your OCD, don't you feel like you have to high five those people on the left?
I don't even know how to do it.
Just press the hands. Press those.
I can't believe
Tap the hand.
Tap that hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
They're
Oh.
dying for you.
Hey, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
I got you, Make Your Joy. I got you, Lawrence D.
Peloton is a family.
This is amazing. I don't know what I thought. I thought we would stop every once in a while.
Where is he?
Why? I don't know.
It's a workout.
I mean, it's like you hit a hill in Atlanta. You don't got to pedal. You just cruise on down it for a second.
Hey,
Get your wind.
Yeah, but if you stop, you're going back the other way. You got to keep pedaling, dog.
Lee, what's up?
Where is she? Like,
I don't
is she
know.
in the studio? She's
Yeah,
at home,
studio
or-
in New York. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Are you okay? Christine, blink if you need help.
Tell Christine she's on YouTube right now, whether she likes it or not.
Wow, I mean, I hope so. Okay.
Skeets, you got it at 50, the resistance.
What?
That's not pretty high for...
Oh, you think I should make it a little easier?
You might want to lower it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You go up and down. You go up and down with the resistance.
I thought that they were in charge of that. Oh, now I'm rolling.
You're going down the hill.
Okay. Sorry, Lee.
Yeah.
Kings, Blazers, Wolves, Pacers, Hawks. Who gets Ben Simmons, or is it none of those teams? Just make your call.
None of those teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's the wild card then?
I don't know. This is the weirdest situation for a star who's literally just sitting out, and Daryl Morey is prepared to play the long game. So I'm not sure. He hasn't really been linked definitively with one of those teams. Daryl Morey wants the big hitter. He's the big game hunter. He doesn't just want the draft picks and the good pieces. He wants the big fish.
Right.
And until that sort of materializes, which it may or may not, I think Ben Simmons is honestly staying put, even if that means beyond the trade deadline.
Right, and so you're saying all those teams I mentioned outside of the Blazers and the possibility of blowing it up with moving Lillard, they don't have the big game that you're looking for out there.
No, and as I've mentioned already, Daryl Morey knows that he holds the leverage as far as Ben Simmons is a young star under contract, so he's not forced to do anything. If he was, he would have done it by now, I think. So he's basically just sitting there, arms crossed, saying, I can wait this out as long as anybody else wants to.
He can't wait that long, mate. Come on. Embiid is too good right now. He's having an MVP caliber season. We're seeing him put up numbers every single night. The Sixers are starting to play a little bit better. They're up to 5th in the Eastern Conference. You're not wasting a year with Joel Embiid, a guy who misses time every single year. They got to do something this year.
Yeah, but like I say, I just there hasn't been even from what I've seen, like secondary talks with anybody right now. He is waiting. He's waiting because he doesn't want it to be like, okay, well, why didn't you just make that trade earlier in the season? He wants to prove that, like, I was waiting because I got a Lillard, because I got a Beal, because I got, whoever that other big name is. Otherwise, it's like, well, just make that other deal. There's other deals out there to be made.
Sure, but trades come out of nowhere quite often. So even though there's not a lot of smoke, it seems like we're a month away from the trade deadline, which, I don't know, feels like this is the longest year, but it also feels like it's short.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming real quick. John Collins can't be traded until January 15th, so we got a few days here before he can be dealt. And then, 4 weeks of Daryl Morey maybe picking his best trade that has been proposed to him. And I wonder, as you said, Skeets, the Blazers situation with Damian Lillard now not going on this 6-game road trip. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Yeah, they haven't been linked definitively with one team, but maybe they're a little bit closer. Maybe the Blazers are a little bit closer to doing something there because, again, Dame is in his 30s. He wasn't extremely happy in the offseason. This season has gone horribly, and they have a shot at the 10th seed, but maybe that sort of pushes him into renewing what he said in the offseason, which was basically, I don't want to be here, essentially.
Right. Well, Morey wants to play the long game with Ben Simmons, but I would like to play the short game with this podcast. So let's move on to our next topic.
That's why I was just stretching it out. Christine's only got 5 minutes on the clock, but then we'll get you in another class.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I'm falling down the leaderboard here. I'm about to fall out of the top 100, I think, or something. I don't know. I don't really get these numbers. But these people are done. Like, they're almost done with this class. I got another hour to go. I got to dip into other classes.
I got to
You got to stack, bro.
Yeah,
it's all about stacking on
pace
Peloton.
myself a little
You're
bit.
in the thousands. The
what's
numbers
this
on
thing?
the left.
What's that thing on the right?
Your exertion.
My exertion's only 101?
But you started late as well.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pick it up.
All right, I'll try to. Okay, next one, guys. Lakers, Knicks, Mavericks, Hornets. Among teams interested in Myles Turner again. This coming from Shams and his inside pass. Lee, what team or deal do you think makes the most sense?
Well, look, I think you first have to look at what Myles Turner brings to a team, and that's defense. It's shot blocking, it's rim protection. That's his strength. He's been an incredibly consistent player throughout his career. His numbers that he's putting up, basically from his rookie season to where he is now, very similar in terms of his points and his rebounds. He can spread the floor. He shoots the three-pointer okay for a big guy, about 35% on 1.5 makes a game. So he's the sort of guy who's a modern big, not a great rebounder for a guy his size. So teams that I think could use some extra presence inside. I mean, the team I've pointed out most this season, I think, is the Hornets.
Yeah.
They've got Plumlee there as their big. Now, he's okay in a secondary role, coming off the bench to give you 10 or 15 minutes, but when he's your starting centre, I think that's not a good sign for as far as how far you can go into the playoffs. So I think the Hornets is the best team for him. The problem here is what the Hornets have to entice the Indiana Pacers to making a deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, LaMelo Ball is off the table. Miles Bridges is probably off the table as well, I think, largely, but he would be their second most intriguing piece there. So then it comes down to draft picks and assets and whether or not the Pacers are like, okay, we just want that, rather than then picking up a guy like PJ Washington. Not bad, but again, if you're the Pacers, does that really move the needle all that much for you? Not at all, really.
No.
So,
At all.
Terry Rozier.
Nobody wants a Chevy Trax. Okay?
No,
I have
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at my car and goes, "Oh, I love that car."
So that's the team that I think is. Look, if he goes to the New York Knicks, I think he's good to go along. But they've got Mitchell Robinson now. If Mitchell Robinson, who is an injury-prone guy, is missing, then it's great to have Turner there. If they're both healthy, though, there's a bit of overlap. Same with the Lakers when Anthony Davis is healthy. I don't think you want him and Turner out on the court at the same time. It's great if you can have Myles Turner coming off the bench, but I don't think that's where he wants to be right now in his career. So, the Mavericks, they could certainly use him as well. Problem as well with them is, though, what do the Pacers want from Dallas? I mean, is it someone like a Josh Green who's been good? He's been good the last couple of games, but so far in his career, it hasn't been a whole lot there to if you're the Pacers, to go like, that's where we can look to the future. So I think somehow the Hornets have to make it happen. They would certainly need a third team, though, to help facilitate it.
I think the Hornets is the one that makes the most sense. Talking about young assets, going back to the Pacers, this is what they're looking for. James Bouknight is probably the name that makes the most sense to me, and then you wrap a package around that guy. That's the way it's looks like it's going to play out. But what gets me going a little bit more is the New York Knicks, potentially. Because like John Collins, Myles Turner recently complained about not being showcased enough. So Myles Turner plus Manhattan, oh baby, that makes me a little bit excited to see what Myles Turner wants to show. And there's packages out there. If the Knicks want to overpay, a package centered around Emmanuel Quickley could work if the Knicks want to pay that price. That's what it comes down to. A package of Quickley, Nerlens Noel, and Kemba Walker, essentially to make the numbers work, because Quickley is paid only $2 million. Could work. So from a logical standpoint, Hornets brings them to another level. But from a just a tantalizing perspective, give me the Knicks and Myles Turner.
Okay, Trey, what do you think?
Mavs or Hornets for me. Kind of similar scenarios where they've got the playmaker there in either Luka or LaMelo, and they would look nice with a stretch big alongside next to either of those guys. It's basically the Porzingis next to Doncic factor, right? You want that unicorn out there who can block shots and shoot threes. The Pacers are not getting back their next franchise superstar in any deal for any of their players they trade, especially Myles Turner. The way they get their superstars, maybe trading for a Chevy Trax who doesn't move the needle. They go from the 5th worst record in the league to the 3rd worst record in the league. Then they're drafting top 3. Then they actually get a franchise changer. So, to me, as long as you're getting picks back, players do not matter for the Pacers.
The Lakers, why does their name keep getting brought up?
They're the Lakers. Same with the Knicks.
I mean, it's so silly. At least the Knicks have draft capital and like some enticing players that you could, in theory, put together in a package. The Lakers have who? Who would you offer besides
really
maybe Taylor Horton Tucker, I guess? And then they don't have a pick until like 2026, I don't think. It's like, why are they even included in this potential for Myles Turner? It's sort of silly.
No, he's out of their league.
Yeah.
Workout complete.
Oh, hey, good class.
All right.
Well done.
Next one.
Good class. Next one. So what do I do now? Well, look at why is she doing that? Is that good for the lactic acids in the legs?
It's called stretching, Skeets.
Oh, okay.
You might want to try it.
I think stretching's overrated. You know, thoughts on that?
Skeets will run
Top
13
left,
miles.
exit.
Okay, yeah, how did I
Top
do?
left.
Overall rank. I did start late in the class, so maybe that hurt me, but 1,127th out of about 1,400 people. It's pretty brutal.
Don't compare yourself to
right.
anybody.
Yeah.
That's all right. You did you.
Okay, good. I like that. Did you see this? I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It says I'm in the Classic Factory. There we go. Location.
People were asking if we had this hooked up to power the Classic Factory. That'd be pretty cool.
That's a great idea.
Somebody's got to be pedaling at all times, but very sustainable.
I could power the heat in here. That's why it's been so cold when
going.
nobody's on the bike. Been freezing. Now we're soaking wet in here because it's so hot because I got the energy going. Oh, I got some more high fives to give out. Thank you, Kirsten Spokes. Thank you, I'm perfectly me. I love that.
I love it.
Body confidence. Hashtag Sonic Boom. Is there a hashtag No Dunks? You guys said there was.
Yes, there
Yes.
is.
Oh, excellent. Excellent stuff. Okay, well, I figure out my next class here, and I will keep pedaling. Don't you worry. Final piece from Sham's Inside Pass. Well, actually, final pieces, because they're sort of smaller. Cavs interested in Karis LeVert. Okay. Teams expressing interest in John Wall. Okay. And then several teams pursuing Jerami Grant on the Pistons, including the Wizards, Knicks, Blazers, and, you guessed it, the Los Angeles Lakers. No one knows why. Anyway, of those three that I just threw at you, what's the most intriguing?
Oh, they're all intriguing. Karis LeVert and Jarrett Allen getting back together finally? How exciting could that be for the Cleveland Cavaliers? I also like to see that Jerami Grant is apparently going to be the most desired after player at the trade deadline this year. Seems to be the position type, and obviously he's got the gold medal with Team USA. We saw what he did with Denver in the playoffs, and he had that great start to the season last year with Detroit where he looked like a legitimate franchise sort of player. But the one that really interests me, somebody take a chance on John Wall already. I feel like the Herlihy boy from Saturday Night Live. Won't you just let him be on your team? I feel like John Wall has become underrated at this point. He played quite a bit last season, 20 points per game, 7 assists. The percentages were not great. 40 from the field, 31 from 3, 75 at the line. It's not all NBA John Wall you're getting, but the guy's still going to be able to create some open three-pointers in the corner. He's going to change the game in the transition game. He's a fast guy still, maybe not the fastest guy in the league anymore. Maybe he's not your starting point guard, but he could definitely be a sixth man who would be really solid. And a team like Dallas, again, could maybe take a look at John Wall. Who knows what it's going to take and what he will do with his giant contract. But somebody needs to have John Wall play for their team. That's a good player that's just sitting there ready to go.
Any team that rings John Wall's bell that could...
Dallas, to me. Dallas needs to beef up their sauce. All around. They need some more sauce. They need some hearty potatoes on the inside, and they need some warm broth on the outside.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the bigger
it's-
need than Myles Turner.
I think it's the contract that's the only thing that's stopping John Wall from playing right now, because no one wants him to opt into that next season at $47 million, which is understandable. No one, they're unsure of what you're getting out of him and how productive he can be. But he's going to have to sit down and just say, all right, I'm going to have to give back so much money.
Count
if I
my
want to play.
losses.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way. I agree. Tillman Fertitta and Houston Rockets came up with that concession: hot dog, mac cheese, bacon, and Fruit Loops. Maybe they're making enough money to say,
God,
"Hey, John
I would love
Wall."
one of those right now. Fruit Loops, hot dogs, mac and cheese.
Yeah, maybe your handle can be bikes for Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's not bad. Help me pick a class, JD. Give them the shot. You guys want me to do 20 minutes of hip hop with Hannah? Maybe an EDM ride. Shout out to the Whittler with Charlotte. A little 15-minute high intensity ride there with me. Like, what do you guys like? There's other ones too. There's tons. Oh my God.
I mean, high intensity would be hilarious, but I don't know if you want to do that so early on. It's only 35 minutes in.
You want to do this one with Mila?
Sure.
All right. It's only 15 minutes. We got still an hour to go. All right. Let's start this bad boy. Sorry, JD. I didn't give you any volume.
That's all right.
I don't know. It's not even working. I think I broke it, JD.
You broke it already.
Original mix. Start. Let's go, man. I just want a bike. What's up, Mila? Let's go. High five me.
You gotta dig deep, Skeets.
Ich freue mich riesig, dass ihr wieder da
Woo!
seid. Heute werden wir es krachen lassen, ja? Heute wird's anstrengend. Also, Heinz
Mine a German class?
I see. You definitely did pick a foreign
Shout out to my
language
German
class.
No Dunks fans. Let's get a sweat on. Okay.
This one's for Franz Wagner.
Wow, I didn't expect that. This is international, this thing here. All right. Any more thoughts on Sham's inside pass there, Lily, as we wrap this segment up?
No, I mean, we've got about a month to go. So I think in the next week or two is when you'll start getting a little bit more. But it really doesn't go crazy until the day of anyway, does it? The trade deadline, that's when it goes completely nuts. But I think I think the Kings are definitely making a move, and I do think the Blazers are making something. Exactly what, I'm not sure, but we'll get to the Blazers in a minute. But if you are the front office, you saw a really good performance from their young core last night, where maybe you're starting to think, okay, well, this is, we're not going to be competing here soon, but we've got assets in Lillard, McCollum, and Nurkic. Maybe if we move on from that era and start with these younger guys, maybe that's the direction of the franchise.
That's so interesting with Lillard and McCollum. They have two huge chips that they could play if they really wanted to, but both are out. And so, if I'm McCollum, as I said yesterday, and I want to stay in Portland, I'm going to continue to stay out.
Just stay in Portland.
I'm good. He's got a baby on the way, and he's got the collapsed lung that he should be coming back from soon. But if he does come back, he's a huge chip. Lillard, also a huge chip. I'm not sure if they decide to go that direction, but obviously huge guys that they could move. Jerami Grant is that next level that everybody wants, a solid piece everybody wants, because they don't necessarily have to give up a ton for him.
Right.
And Trey went through the credentials there. Remember in the bubble, he was the third guy behind Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, and he was balling. Then he went to the Pistons, and he played at that essentially same level, but got even better efficiency-wise. He could be that perfect third guy on a team. But the names of teams that Shams threw out there doesn't really seem to fit to me. The Wizards, Knicks, Blazers, and Lakers for a guy that's like the third level guy. I mean, you're number 3, really. The Lakers, would love him, but what are they going to give up for him? I could see the Wizards being able to package something for him if they decide maybe Rui Hachimura is not in their future, or Denny Avdia to get Jerami Grant. But he doesn't really take them to the next level. But there's got to be a team out there that's like a top 4 team that says, oh my goodness, Jerami Grant's a very good player, and what he did with the bubble could really help us out.
All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back to it, we will get into last night's games. Pistons picked up a quality win there. Cade Cunningham having his probably best game of his young career, and we'll get into some of the close games. But first, let me tell you about Peloton. No, kidding. Absolutely kidding. I got the Sonos ad read. And what I like about this ad read copy, guys, is that they give you a few talking points and questions to really get the conversation going. For example, they want to know, what did you think of the sound quality when you first used the Sonos Beam? Describe the vocal clarity and bass. Very clear. Very bassy. Big fan.
I always read that as bass.
Lots of big ones to catch. Swimming around in those vocals. How about this one? How has Beam changed the way that you enjoy watching movies and TV at home? Well, I've already told you this. I legit lie down to watch TV a lot more because we got the Beam in our bedroom, and instead of watching it in the living room, I'll go lie down, get that crystal clear sound while I watch a game. Right? Lee?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing you're 20th right now. Oh, hang on. You dropped to
No,
20.
no, I'm 40th. You're looking at the wrong numbers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing pretty well.
Don't worry about it. All right.
Okay.
Have you listened to Sonos Radio? What are your favorite stations? I have listened to it sort of by accident. We sometimes put it on when we leave the house for the dog, for Luna. She loves it.
What's her favorite station?
WOOF.
BARS bars.
Final one here. Do you plan to expand your Sonos system to other rooms? Well, Trey and Tass can confirm this. I already have expanded to other rooms. I got a Move Sonos device in my, living room / kitchen, and it was the hit of the New Year's Eve party. I was dancing with it in my hand at one point, I think.
Wow.
You were.
Tass was loving the vibes. Trey was getting down. So, yeah, it's a great product.
Take it anywhere. You can take that thing anywhere.
You can.
Bedroom
That's the
beam and the living room move.
I actually don't want to give this away because I could use it for my own Sonos ad read sometime.
Yeah.
But a lot of people complain that, that nobody walks around with a boombox on their shoulder anymore. You can do it with the Sonos Move.
That's right, I did.
Go to Sonos.com.
I did.
It's a perfect size for that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Raise the bar of your entertainment with Sonos Beam, the compact smart soundbar for TV, music, and more. Enjoy panoramic sound for shows, movies, and games when the TV is on, and stream music, radio, and more when it's off. Just visit Sonos.com to learn more. More.
These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified. Then, use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/nodunks. That's linkedin.com/nodunks to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
How are we doing on the liquids there, Skeets?
Well,
People are asking.
yeah,
Electrolytes?
I got my Scotty sipping water bottle there. Shout out to Scotty. Actually getting quite low. That could be an issue. All right. So just an update there for you, Lily. I know you like watching my screen.
I do, yeah.
Currently in 53rd spot in this quick class.
Out of how many?
I don't know.
Don't say 53.
No. There seems to be much more than
Okay.
that. 217. Hey, not bad.
Hey, you got
Almost
Mississippi
top
in your
25%.
sights, man.
All right, guys, games from last night. Let's touch on a few of these. Let's start with Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball leading the Hornets to back-to-back wins versus the Bucks. Tass, exciting game down the stretch, but what do you think?
It was a blast down the stretch. I talked about Wesley Matthews yesterday getting a guaranteed contract and made a huge bucket, 35 seconds left, and then the 35-year-old had to guard the 20-year-old. And LaMelo Ball on the other side. That's just a big gap when you think about it. 20 to 35, and he's trying to guard LaMelo, and the Hornets do a nice job of isolating LaMelo because they got shooters on the other side, and LaMelo made a beautiful move. Fantastic move. The guy makes some gorgeous stuff happen. He scored. Bucks win, beating the Bucks 2 games in a row. Now, this is a weird time of year. I don't know if you guys think the same thing, but you're seeing a lot of teams, I guess, establish who they were, like the Bucks in the first month and a half, 2.5 months now. And then there's some weird things happening throughout the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo took a technical free throw for the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday.
Yeah.
Weird stuff happening in the NBA. So I wouldn't put too much stock into it. That being said, LaMelo Ball, what a gorgeous third quarter he had there. An incredible third quarter to turn it on. And he's we talk about John Morant as a one of a kind. LaMelo Ball also worth the price of admission because he's just such a unique talent, and he is taking it to another level in this second year. You feel comfortable with him shooting the ball wherever he is, handling the ball. If they get a little bit defense with these Myles Turner rumors, this could be a legitimate team for the next couple of years.
Did you say turn it on?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, buddy,
right,
go.
there you go.
How do you say turn it on?
No,
in
I don't
German?
really like standing. Ah!
Whoa.
You broke my leg. Sorry. Go on.
You do need the helmet.
Yeah, I do. I nearly just broke my kneecap there. Turns out you don't want to stop when you're locked into these bad boys, which is what I tried. Okay, Lee, sorry.
Yeah, no, just
Hornets game.
it was a good back-to-back win by the Hornets. We talk about how tough it is to beat the same team twice in a row, but that's what the Hornets did. And I thought last night Rozier and LaMelo Ball kept just penetrating, getting into the paint. That Bucks defense on the perimeter wasn't very good last night, and then the Bucks turned it over themselves a lot on the offensive end. They couldn't close this game. You sort of felt that the Bucks were coming, a run was coming. They couldn't hit a three. They made some sloppy turnovers, and for the Hornets, they just sort of held firm there. So pretty impressive stuff there from Charlotte to do it against Milwaukee, who was missing Jrue Holiday. You got Giannis, though, so there's no excuses. Not that they made any. Of course, Big Darvin Ham was on the side as well. Their Budenholzer's out at the moment.
Big Darvin.
Yeah, Big Darv. Good stuff from Charlotte.
Well, I mean, Ham sucks, so no surprise. But the Jrue Holiday absence was huge, I thought. That's how you see LaMelo going off. That's how you see Terry Rozier going off. 7 turnovers for Middleton, 6 for Giannis. Those are 2 areas where Jrue Holiday is helping big time. But yeah, this was great from the Hornets to get this win. They've been playing really well, been playing some pretty solid defense. I mean, they're all the way up to 27th now. If they start talking about 21st, they could win a couple of games in a playoff series, I do think.
And we've said this a million times before in the show, but Hornets play-by-play man Eric Collins, national treasure. This guy, he dropped 2 beauties again last night.
Yeah.
Beauties! Which is what my nuts are gonna not be after biking on this.
Got a nice bluish shoe.
But
to
yeah,
him.
like when they were catching fire in the third quarter, he was losing his goddamn mind, Lee.
Yeah, of course
Like this
he
is
was,
a game
yeah.
in January in the third quarter against the Bucks who are missing guys, and like he's going crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Eric Collins on a Peloton?
leading a class.
It'd be amazing. Just wanted to add that.
No, he's great. He's very entertaining. He's got great energy there, and he and Dell are just a good complement to each other.
Yes.
Dell's a lot quieter, a bit more serious. Eric does get caught up in the moment, but that's great. That's what you want for a team like the Hornets. They're a fun watch.
Wow, the instructor was just going really slow, and then she just picked it up.
picked
She
it up?
is standing. We got
She is standing.
I gotta
a Skeets
be
butt cam
honest.
here. Or
Well,
what?
I mean, I would try the standing again, but I did nearly destroy my knee there. I guess you got to sort of like slowly just sit back down and keep pedaling. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever been on a bike.
I was gonna say.
This is like This is like What About Bob when he goes sailing. I'm sailing. I'm biking.
They didn't have bikes in Stratford?
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
All the bikes went to Australia first.
Yeah, we used to ride bikes a lot in Australia. It was great.
Wow.
Whoa,
Very
what a
cool.
brag.
Okay, next game. Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum carry the Celtics over the Pacers 101-98 in the overtime victory. Trey.
Hey, Skeets.
Oh.
You know what goes great with a side of beans?
Yeah, beef.
Roast beef, JD. Roll that beautiful beef footage.
Domantas Sabonis had 23 rebounds. He was beefing in Beantown. That's a lot of roast beef, which is rebounds.
23 boards for Domantas Sabonis last night, his second big beef of the season. He only had 1 of those rebounds in overtime, so I'm calling this a legit beef, but a very ugly beef. You saw a lot of those rebounds. Rick Carlisle in the postgame said that Domantas Sabonis got hit in the face a few times, which he did. He also added 11 points and 11 assists. People were asking, what's a triple-double with beef called? I don't know. You tell me. Nonetheless, an ugly beef for an ugly game. Friend of the program, Tall Hat Chief, said, the only thing interesting in this one was the beef watch. Both teams finished shooting under 40%, many rebounds to be had. Jalen Brown had 26 points, 7 of them in overtime, added an assist as well. Jason Tatum went for 24. He had a bunch of big shots in the fourth. Game time bucket with a little under 2 seconds left to send it to OT. And I thought the Celtics also got pretty solid contributions from Josh Richardson, who had a nice bucket with a minute left, a big closeout at the end of the fourth quarter. And Robert Williams had a humongous block in overtime, played a really good game. But to me, the play that completely defined this game, 5 seconds left in overtime. The Celtics are up 4. Pacers are inbounding the ball. And the Celtics foul Justin Holiday shooting a 3. Just let him shoot it.
Yeah.
A sloppy, ugly foul. So he goes to the line, makes the first. Makes the second. The Pacers are down 2. All Justin Holiday has to do is miss. They get the rebound. They got the big beefer out there himself. He can put it right back in. He made the intentional miss.
Oops.
That's the kind of night it was. Celtics versus Pacers.
Yeah.
Even when they're trying to miss, they make it. When they're trying to make it, they miss. Ugly all around, but at least we got a beef.
Yeah, this was not a fun game.
This was a game.
Yeah.
I was like, when Lee said this was a game,
Yeah.
this is the exact kind of thing he was talking about.
I think the NBA sometimes should just say we're having a draw in this game. No overtime.
Whoa,
no
like
one
football
deserves.
times.
No one deserves to win. No one deserves to lose. Let's just end it at a draw because no one on Twitter last night was like, yes, overtime. Everyone's like, you're gotta be kidding me, because the Pacers fought back, and again Tatum now it's twice. He did it against the Knicks last week where he hit a big shot for his team, but it was just like, oh god, just end this one. No one should watch. It was like 81-81 in the fourth, and it was like, what era are we playing basketball?
not good.
in?
Tass, I did think of you watching this game, though, because you talked about the Celtics, for most part of this season, refusing to make the extra pass. Like, they have a good shot, but let's get a great shot.
Yep.
And Jaylen Brown did do that one, I thought, to Grant Williams in the corner.
In overtime.
Yeah, in overtime.
It was big.
Yeah.
That was a big shot. It was odd to see them get there, though, because late with that minute left in the fourth quarter, they still play that isolation ball. That Josh Richardson shot was a big shot, but Josh Richardson ended up going kind of one-on-one and buried a shot from the mid-range, which is weird offense for the Boston Celtics. It's it's a team that it's a Jekyll and Hyder. Sometimes you get good possession, sometimes you do not. And so, yes, this was hideous. I felt comfortable for once changing the channel to watch the college football championship.
Oh, go Dogs!
Go Dogs.
Unfortunately, go Dogs.
Because it was a bad night of just ball on both ends there. Some of the highlights that Trey just showed in the Big Beefer were Domantas Sabonis throwing up the ball, collecting a rebound, putting it up again, and missing.
Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Because yes, this was a bad night, bad game. The Celtics are a 500 team, and the Pacers are a weird one. And Lance Stevenson kind of went ISO as well at the end and buried a couple of shots. This is both really weird teams. They don't seem to be progressing in any way. Unlike Skeets, who progressed throughout that. What happened?
Well, they're doing that stretch again.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Peloton stretch.
Yeah.
Let me try it. Well, I always forget I can't stop.
Gotta check those hammies.
Oh, I shouldn't stop. I shouldn't actually stop. This is like
No.
running a marathon. The worst thing you can ever do is actually just
Lock
stop.
up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. She's going backwards there for a second. Oh, she's doing getting a hamstring.
Oh,
I did want to point out, though, you're talking about stopping.
yeah.
I very much appreciate you have not stopped while the camera was on us
No.
at all. No. And Greg Norris pointed this out. Skeets better not have taken a break during that video.
Fuck you, Greg. Why don't you jump on here? Find me. Skeetsy with a Y on the end. Let's go, Greg. You want to throw down? I'll put some mileage in. What's your cadence?
What's your cadence, Greg?
Yeah.
What's your cadence? Tell me what's your cadence.
46. Turned it down a little bit. Apparently it was a little high at 50.
Hashtag no ducks. Jump on in on the Peloton hashtag.
Okay, another game that we can touch on here. Joel Embiid goes for over 30 points again. 76ers beat the Rockets 111-91. Now, I'll get us started here. This is what I was thinking, guys. I got bad news, actually.
Uh-oh.
Because the restaurant that our MVP table is located in, it's over capacity. Fire marshals have been called.
Wow.
Too many people in this restaurant. Now, there's 5 people at the MVP table, but as we've talked about, there's many other people at the bar, walking in, hanging out in the corner, some
Yeah.
playing darts.
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid is in there. This is my point. He has to be in the MVP restaurant. He may not be at the table yet. According to Basketball Reference's MVP award tracker, he's not even there. He hasn't got the invite to this restaurant, to this dinner, but he should be. Because, Trey, I think you alluded to it earlier, this guy's on a tear. I mean, 7 straight games, 30 points or more. He is living at the free throw line, where he's knocking them down, Lee. You love
Yep.
to see it as a big guy.
Yeah.
And I truthfully believe, like, he's easily a top 10 MVP candidate. Now, I know hasn't played as many games as some of the other guys because of injury early on, then COVID for a couple weeks, but holy crap, this guy is something special.
He is, and you remember early in the season against the Knicks, he looked out of shape, didn't shoot the ball, his conditioning looked off. What I've noticed recently about him, he's looking really, really agile out there and moving.
He leads the league in clutch points.
Yeah.
So that means conditioning,
exactly.
Dominating.
And I think just looking at him, he's trimmed down. He's lost a few extra pounds out there too because he's looking a little slimmer, and I think that's just important. Last night, again, they should easily beat Houston, and they did. Yeah. But he did dominate. He was clearly the best player on the court there, and this is a good sign here for the Six. That's 6 in a row or 7 now. Is that with that last night victory? 7 in a row.
7 in a row.
Yeah, what's up, Basketball Reference? I know you haven't updated your site yet today.
What's going on?
Slacking.
Not like me.
Not like you. Maybe they're busy on the Peloton. I don't know what it is. We got to go to the AP recaps to get our dumb trivia here. Joel Embiid became the second player in NBA history to score exactly 31 points in 4 straight games. Put it on his Hall of Fame placard. Who was the first player to score exactly 31 in 4 games?
Bob McAdoo.
You're Bob McAdoo. Wow. Damn right it was. Okay, cool.
What a weird stat.
Yeah, November 73. Great times, right, Lee?
I mean, who is finding? I mean, how are you finding out that stat? And then
somebody noticed. Somebody said, "Whoa, he scored 31."
Exactly. Someone who was following the league back in '73 was like, "Hey, that reminds me. That
reminds me of the Bob McAdoo 31 point run."
Wow. They must have found it on Basketball Reference. I guess Basketball Reference hasn't updated their site since 1973.
Right. I mean. Again, though, Lee, back to the legit case that he's making Embiid is to be included in the MVP restaurant. Again, whether he's at the table with, Giannis, Jokic, Curry, Durant, and then we've debated who the fifth is. Is it DeRozan? I know Trey thinks it should be. A lot of people think it should be John Morant. That's fair right now. But Embiid is... I mean, he's top 10. I can't believe they haven't updated it to include him. And it must just be games played. Yeah. Which he's a couple behind, I think Morant and LeBron or something like that.
Yeah, and the Sixers have to keep winning for him to stay at the table, I believe. I think that does come into it at the end of the season, for sure.
Jokic is on a 500
team.
Yeah,
I know,
he's amazing.
I know. I'm just saying. I think for Embiid, he, without Simmons there, because they've at times looked a bit, not great this year, Philadelphia. If they go on a big, long win streak or they just get sort of 15 games over 500, it's certainly going to strengthen his case, I believe, to get there. And, this is the most open I think the MVP race has been for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of guys have had different, cases throughout the season, and Embiid is making his best case right now.
Yeah. Let me fire up another class here before we get to your tasks and your comments on the game. Maybe a little hip-hop ride?
Yeah.
With Hannah?
Yeah.
Hannah looks fun. Let's go, Hannah. I don't need to preview this. Look at this. Start now. Let's go. Okay. Into my third class here of the show. And, man, how many times do you have to press start on this
more
thing?
Start.
All right, Hannah, here we go. Sorry, Tess.
Don't worry about me. Let's focus on Hannah and what's happening here. Hannah's taking us through the class. All right, we're going to have 2 intervals, a couple of hills that we're going through.
Really?
And then, you just do your pace. We've got a lot of workarounds if you need to. You don't have to go as fast as me, even though I'll be going super fast. I've done this a million times.
Hey, this is a weird question.
Yeah, okay.
Only because I was going through the interface before we started here. I saw a woman who looked ridiculously, what's the word I'm looking for? Not famous. That's somebody that I know.
Okay.
Familiar,
thank you. I need more water. Somebody looked really familiar, and I think it's the woman that does, I think it's the Nets.
Oh, Allie Love? Allie
Love, and she did an All-Star Weekend once, right?
She's a Peloton instructor.
Yeah, shout out to Allie. Yeah. Look at you and I both. Peloton people, NBA people.
We got Jess Sims as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Liberty
that's a thing.
In-game host.
Anyway, cool
it's
story.
Not a thing. It's not like you have to be an in-game host to be a Peloton instructor, but it's happened.
It helps.
There's some pride. It helps. You want to jump.
Do you have any final thoughts on Embiid, the Sixers? That
nah.
game? Okay. Well, let me hit with the other games from last night, because I know people get upset if we just don't mention
That's
at the
right.
very least
Gotta
all the
be
games.
said.
Okay, 4 other games. RJ Barrett scored 31. Knicks pulled away to beat the Spurs 111-96. Pistons stunned the Jazz behind Cade Cunningham's career night. That was huge. Cavs held off a late rally. They sent the Kings to their 5th straight loss. And with no Harden, the Blazers and Simons having another great game down the Nets 114-108. Lee, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to the Pistons game because the Jazz are without Rudy Gobert and Rudy Gay and Joe Ingles right now. So other than that, you would think, okay, that's a pretty comfortable victory here for the Jazz. Started off great, had a 22-point lead. Cade Cunningham, you mentioned his career high, 29 points. I had 18 in the third. And I've been watching him, and it's like he's reminding me of someone, I'm not sure who it was, until last night. I think he's got some Damian Lillard vibes to him. I like the way that he's controlled. I like the way he's got the stop-start to his game. He can get inside, he can penetrate, he doesn't rush his game, and he can step back and hit the three. And I think he's got that sort of, he's not an emotional guy. He's not like, like really pumped up. He just goes out there and gets the job done. As I say, that third quarter, he was really, really good last night. And this is a blown loss here for the Jazz. They needed a victory. Again, everyone's struggling with in terms of players missing time right now. Jazz should have won this, and they didn't. Cade Cunningham was the best player on the court last night, and he's having a good season. I know we've sort of debated, where he is in the Rookie of the Year table. He's obviously at the table, but a performance like last night will certainly get him ordering from the wine menu, I think.
Well, this is why I stuck with the Pistons taking Cade Cunningham number 1 if you were to do a redraft. Because the potential's there. The guy, he's really good.
Yeah.
That's not to take anything away from Mobley and Barnes and stuff like that, but I think Detroit would... Like, again, if they... Hold on.
Who's that?
Who's getting a call?
It's not me.
Is this guy okay? He's been on the Peloton for 90 minutes. Just checking in on him. But yeah, that's why I think the Pistons would actually still take Cade number 1. And I think that would be the right pick. I do believe that.
He was scorching last night. It was fun to watch. 29 points, 8 assists, and the 5 threes were the big part. You mentioned, Lee, that he's so comfortable taking that 3. And yeah, he plays at his own pace. So I can see the Damian Lillard comparisons. And I can see why people were questioning his athleticism, quote-unquote athleticism, as the number 1 pick. Was he able to get to the rim whenever he wants? But it's Luka-like. It's Damian Lillard-like.
He's
I'm
going
to get my space. Yep. And, yeah, I don't look faster than everybody, but he is comfortable taking threes in anyone's eye right now, even as a rook, even though he missed a good chunk to start the season. So that was super impressive. Another guy who's developing a three-point shot, Dejounte Murray in that Knicks game. I know the Knicks pulled it out, but Dejounte Murray is starting to take some pudgets, some pull-up jumpers in transition, the 3 balls in transition. If he can add that, then that's scary. And Pudgets.
You never heard Pudget?
Yeah, I've heard it. I just haven't heard it sort of used.
Put your head here. You can get a Pudget real quick.
No.
Come here. I'll give you a Pudget.
I just haven't heard it used in conversation like that.
It's more a see it to believe it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just like the Cleveland Cavaliers. Watch this frickin' team. I know they just beat the Kings, but that's the type of game on a back-to-back. They just lost to the Warriors. They had to travel to Sacramento that a young team should lose. But Bernie Bickerstaff...
Well, they tried their best.
They did. They were up big, and the Kings came back, and they almost lost at the end there. But I liked Evan Mobley, even though he didn't have a huge game. He hit 2 big buckets at the end. Played 42 minutes for this team. An incredible rook there, showing his poise. And I think this team here now at the midway point, they're 23-18 now at the 41-game mark. Bernie Bickerstaff... Coach Bernie said after the game, these are the type of games that we're going to need to win, the type of effort we need throughout 48 minutes down the stretch. Bernie is already talking about down the stretch, baby. This ain't a weekend at Bernie's where you can just chill out. You got to be ready to play.
I feel dead.
I think he just has the playoffs in mind. I think that is quite clear. And so I am a believer, even though the Cavs have had a rocky sort of month or so with all the guys out. I still believe that they can make the postseason.
I gotta say, this doesn't feel good for my confidence. I'm in my 3rd class here. I'm obviously tiring, but I'm neck and neck with a woman whose hashtag is grandmother of 17. I think she just jumped off the screen there.
She just rode away into the sun.
Jesus, man, that'll humble you real quick there, Lee.
Yeah.
Respect to grandma.
Go get G-Ma.
This is Grandma Lana, maybe.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. Any other thoughts on any of these other games from last night? It wasn't the craziest schedule. Or do you have thoughts on the Dogs' Bama? Roll Tide. More like roll over and die, am I right?
Got him.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? No, okay, let's take a break.
No
when we come back, I got some trivia in the tweet of the night, so don't go anywhere.
I used to do math in my head, but now I use calculators. Similarly, when I'm writing, Grammarly jumps in to help write clear, mistake-free documents. The Grammarly ad copy for this ad read reads, "Talk about how the start of the year can be a stressful time, especially when it feels like just yesterday you were sitting in front of the fire, sipping hot cider with nothing on your plate but figgy pudding."
What?
Figgy pudding. Now, I can't imagine that because my brain doesn't know what figgy pudding is. I've never been there, but my brain does feel like figgy pudding at times. I talk to two humans that are the combined age of 6 all day, and Grammarly heals my pudding brain. Grammarly sharpens my communication skills the more I use it. When I'm not reading Pete the Cat, Grammarly reminds me of adult words. Like when I wrote some Instagram comments like this one. "Do you know why I like this photograph? The lighting is immaculate. The filter is non-existent and the angle ingenuity is apparent at first glance. The key to strong writing is simplicity." Grammarly Premium offers whole sentence rewrites, identifying hard-to-read sentences and transforming them into concise, clear prose. Kiss. Keep it simple, Sally. Find the right word every time. I wrote fight the right word every time. I love fighting words. Write it like you mean it. Start the year off right with Grammarly. My listeners, not your listeners, my listeners can get 20% off Grammarly Premium at grammarly.com/nodunks. That's 20% off at GRAMMARLY figgypudding.com/nodunks.
Did y'all make New Year's resolutions?
I did.
Yeah.
Hit the bike.
Yes, sir. Hit the bike.
So you're sticking to them.
No, I made them, but I'm not sticking to them.
That's too bad. One of mine, though, was to talk about erectile dysfunction with some of my closest friends while sitting around a ping pong table in a garage. Very specific resolution, but it's nice to finally check it off my list. And it's all thanks to Roman, because when the moment for intimacy arrives, Lee,
You want to call up one of your buds and
you don't
say-
want to be giggling.
No, it's true.
You do not want to be laughing when the moment arrives. You want to be Roman ready. You know what Roman ready is?
I'm about to find out.
Hard.
Confidence personified. It's the self-assurance that comes from knowing you've prepared yourself for the moment when intimacy arrives. Roman's system is completely confidential and totally discreet. Just like the sad rate. You can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan, and if medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. Getting started is simple. Just go to getroman.com/nodunks and complete an online visit. If you're prescribed, you'll get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. That's getroman.com/nodunks for $15 off your first month of ED treatment.
Lee, I sort of look like, well, let's be honest. In this helmet, I look like a penis head.
Yeah.
So I will now reenact my man Trey taking Roman, okay?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
He's up. He's risen. Yeah.
This man is Roman ready.
I'm glad the water just went in and not out. Good.
Oh, I should have spit it out. Very funny. Let's get to tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter.
Hey, I know what you're wondering out there, Jay. Are these guys comedians?
We have got that comment again today.
I know. It makes me laugh every time. All right. This is a really weird tweet of the night because it got me on this fun trivia question. It's from @MBL267_NFT. That's Michael in the Top Shot world.
Hey, buddy.
What's up? Club Top Shot. Going up on a Tuesday, actually, probably tonight. Anyway, the question was, anyone know who has the longest name by total characters, junior and all, on Top Shot? And I saw that @Bamboo Rastafari, he replied with the list. So I thought I could put you guys to the test here. Can you name what is, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players in the league, at least 7 play. The 8th one might be a run it back. But anyway, 7 or 8 players with the longest names in the league. The opposite of what I do at night thinking of the shortest names in the league. So
But
how about it?
The names on Top Shot.
Don't worry about that. They're
Just
in
the
the
NBA
NBA.
name.
Okay.
NBA
Well,
names.
Giannis.
Okay, so
Antetokounmpo.
he's actually 21 letters in length, and that puts him last of the
Wow.
tied with one other. But there are people with longer.
You just reminded me, because you said Giannis, Thanasis is a little bit
22.
of a longer Antetokounmpo.
22.
well done.
Well done. But there are more.
Wow, this junior thing is really
No, I'm going to tell you.
I got to bow out.
You
I saw the
this?
tweet. I saw the
Okay.
tweet.
Don't
so no
worry.
juniors.
No juniors, actually.
Seniors?
No. You got to think hyphenated.
Gilgeous Alexander. Shigilgeous Alexander.
What's his name? Can you say his real name?
Shigilgeous.
You say it so weird.
Say the man's name.
SGA,
Yeah.
23 letters, so he's tied for second.
And
Karl
his
Anthony
cousin,
Towns.
Nikolai.
You got the right guy.
Nikhil.
Nikhil.
Say his full name.
Yeah, Nikhil Alexander Walker.
There you go, 24 letters. He's tied with one other guy.
He's the
Yeah.
Think of hyphenated.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it hyphenated.
Look, he played for the Lakers. Played for
Jalen
the
Horton
Pistons.
Tucker.
No, not long enough.
He played for the Lakers and the Pistons.
Trivia was a bad idea on a show where I'm just peddling.
I know the answers.
Take your time.
I'm
Talk
taking
it
my
out.
time.
Think it out.
He played for the Lakers, and we can get this.
Yeah.
The Lakers.
Jerome
Pistons.
Robinson Earl.
Well, yes, he is. He's on the list. He has 22, though. He's tied with.
Nice dasher
the
right
Nazis.
there.
You've got two more current players, and then another guy that I don't think is in the league, but I can never remember. But anyway, we'll get to him when we get to him.
Let's get back to that Lakers Pistons
Yeah.
guy. Is he active?
Yeah.
Is he as active as you on the Peloton?
Dumbuya.
No. How can I give this to you? One of his
stink.
hyphenated names, the last part of his name, it's only 4 letters, so that's probably throwing you for a loop. It's
He's got some of the best misses in the game.
yeah.
We talked about him recently. He's been off the bottom of the backboard, off the top of the backboard.
KCP. Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
There you
that's
go.
a good
24
name. Great
letters.
name.
Nice one.
You got 2 more guys. He's one guy.
Go Dogs for Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He plays for
Go
the
Dogs.
Warriors. This guy, 21 letters, same as Giannis. And
Juan Toscano Anderson?
yeah,
nice
there you go.
one, yeah.
Final one. Trey, does he play in the league anymore?
Unsure.
Okay.
Unsure.
He won an award once, which was controversial.
The Lady Bing? What award would he win that's controversial?
I mean, yeah, I guess it was sort of controversial. I don't know.
It was it? No, I mean, I
Rookie
guess
of the Year?
Yes.
all of these guys are long names shortened to 3
Ah,
letters.
Michael Carter Williams.
Hey! Ding, ding, ding.
Nice.
There you go. So
That's
the
a good
list
pull.
is Nikhil Alexander Walker, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Michael Carter-Williams, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Juan Toscano Anderson, and then Giannis. Good stuff.
That's fun.
Thanks for playing.
Did you see the short names?
I did JT Thor.
JT Thor, Bol, the 2 shortest names in the game
Yeah.
right now.
I can
I
sleep
personally
easy.
don't count JT Thor. It seems to be an abbreviation.
True.
So
Bol.
got to be.
Counts. Okay. Pick'em results from last night. It was the Bucks Hornets game. Milwaukee was favored by 2.5. This brought to you by BetMGM, of course. Your boy swerved, and it worked out for me. I was the only one to take the Hornets because I didn't want all 4 of us taking Milwaukee. I originally was going to, and it worked because they got the victory. LaMelo Ball with that crazy shot, like you guys talked about. So I'm 4-2. That's a loss for everybody else. Trey's 3-3. Tass and Lee are 2-4. Tass, what's tonight's game?
Oh, we got a doozy tonight. Golden State Warriors visiting the Memphis Grizzlies, who have won 9 games in a row. And it's a very, very close line. The Grizzlies just 1.5 point go Dogs at home. So the Warriors have to win by 2 points or more. People feeling the Grizzlies here. We got 2. Skeets and Lee taking Memphis, myself and Trey taking Golden State. I just looked up Ja Morant's record against the Warriors. A decent 4-4 in 8 games played. That's pretty surprising considering Memphis the last few years. So here we go. Ja Morant versus Steph, I imagine, should be suiting up. Yeah, of course he's suiting up. He should be feeling good. Grizzlies, Warriors. Hello. Looking forward to that one tonight.
Very exciting stuff. All right. That's it for today's show. Email in your NBA questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. Tweet at us at nodunksink. Like the video. Comment away. Share the show. Subscribe. Come on. If this isn't worth a subscription, just fuck off at this point. Like, hey, what's the point of doing this? Like, just subscribe already. And JD, good stuff setting this up. This wasn't easy here with the Peloton and the mic.
Yeah, thank you.
And he got me wired. He actually came mid-show and gave me a water assist as
Replacement
well.
bottle.
That was smooth.
That's nice.
There,
Shout
JD.
out to Rachel who actually
Yes.
brought it to us. But
Yeah, Rachel brought it in. It was like a relay there.
Yeah.
Rachel to you to me. So thanks for setting this up.
How's your class going, by the way?
Yeah, I'm coming up to the end of my third class with Hannah.
Maybe we should.
Oh, hold
stick-
on, some high fives.
Yeah, high fives.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
I want to
Sorry,
high five
sorry.
you, so this feels good. High five, high five. You can scroll, get us another couple high fives.
High five.
Stay on that bike. Oh, you're clipped in. You're not going to fall.
Long reach. All right, so one pick and payoff done for me. I still have 2 more to go, and Tass has 1 as well. So we'll start picking those off like we're picking off Peloton classes. All right, guys. Until tomorrow, Clipper Rose. Clipper JD, don't do this.
Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thank you for joining us for this pick and payoff. And as Skeets said, this has got to be worth a Peloton of subscriptions. Sub, would ya? Great job, Skeets.
Come on, Hannah, let's go! Okay, I'm cramping.
You stood up. That's great.